2024 calendar, we wish to pledge our unwavering commitment to a collective quest to better the delivery of quality learning and teaching within the province, the place of the rising sun. With only a few days left before schools reopen, their doors of teaching and learning, and welcoming more than 1 million learners from grade R to 12 in our province. It remains imperative that we assure the citizenry of Mpumalanga that everything humanly possible has been done to ensure a seamless start of the 2024 academic year. To this end, the department has already issued the post-establishment for the 2024 school year, which details the total number of teachers which will be in our schools this year. The post-establishments were circulated schools before the end of 2023. This was intended to ensure that there must be a teacher for every class in each subject offered in all schools. The department appreciates the active collaboration with teacher unions, which enable the smooth placement of teachers who are in excess in the 2023. This process has assisted in translating teachers from temporary teachers into permanent appointments. In the 2023 vacancy list, 302 promotional posts have been filled and 332 are outstanding, which include 20 principals, 71 deputy principals, and 241 departmental heads. School paper budgets. The school's paper budgets were also determined last year and were submitted to schools on time to enable them to make proper planning and to timelessly communicate budgetary-related commitments with parents. All public ordinary schools received their record tranche allocations in November 2023. Paper budgets are intended for matters like payment of telephone accounts, office stationery, consumables, toiletries, municipal services, and day-to-day maintenance, to mention just a few. Early childhood development centers received their third quarter allocation during the month of November and December 2023. Some ECD centers experienced delays in the payment due to challenges relating to proper submission of banking details that are not active on central supply database. The centers are affected are being assisted to finalize these matters to enable transfers. Learning and teaching support. Further distribution is being done this week to those schools which did not receive their consignments. The intention is that all schools must receive stationery before they reopen for 2024. Schools are expected to equally hand over the stationery and learning support material to all learners before 15 January 2024 to enable teaching and learning to start in earnest from the first period of the first day of school reopening. This distribution includes stationery, workbooks, and stationery for new schools, grades, or special schools, and e-learning. It is therefore an obligation of every public ordinary school principal to ensure that every learner receives their requisite stationery. There must be no instance where stationery is not provided to learners by schools within our province. The view of the department is that the stationery has been assessed and is adequate to enable learning and teaching throughout the year. To this end, there must be no instance where parents are going to be compelled to dig deep into their pockets to add to the already provided stationery. This applies mainly to the no school fees, quintile 1 to 3 within the province. The no fee schools receive a subsidy from the department to enable them to buy additional resources for day-to-day running. It is therefore not justifiable for some of the no-fee schools to demand parents to pay for certain resources. The budgets of these schools need to be managed in such a way that parents are truly relieved from paying for the day-to-day running of the schools. Members of school governing bodies are urged to consider the plight of parents at all times. Retrieval of tablets and textbooks. The e-learning tablets, which were given to the 2023 grade 12 learners, remain a property of the Mpumalanga Department of Education. And as such, they were supposed to be returned before schools closed for the December festive holidays. Schools were expected to enforce their respective retrieval policies to ensure that all learners return every school property in their possession, including the tablets. For tablets not retrieved and where not justifiable reasons are advanced as mentioned above, the principal of the school must open a case of stolen property against such learner and submit a detailed report to the department. The department has selected 8 secondary schools, 2 in each district, which will pilot the full implementation of the e-learning program this year. In these 8 schools, learners from grade 8 to 12 will receive tablets which are fully resourced with education supplementary material to enhance teaching and learning. These tablets were donated to the department by Statistics South Africa. We sincerely thank Stats SA for their patriotic generosity. As part of this pilot project, I will visit Rekopi Secondary School in Komazi local municipality on Tuesday, 16 January 2024, to monitor the distribution of these tablets to all learners at that school. Our desire is that there must be a tablet with full educational supplementary material in the hands of each child in the province in the near future. Therefore, this pilot will help us to fully understand the implications on the modalities and intricacies involved in the full-scale widening of the e-learning program. scholar transport. The department, working with the Department of Public Works, Roads and Transport, has already put up plans to transport learners who walk more than 5 kilometers to reach the first available school within their communities. Indeed, a school journey is not simply an obligation, but a pathway to empowerment to unleash the potential of each and every child within our province. To this end, 353 schools are benefiting from the Scholar Transport Program in 711 routes provided by 137 service providers. 72,809 learners will be transported this year, and this number may increase with the reopening of schools. Arrangements are being made to reduce these numbers in the near future by ensuring that learners attend schooling not far from their homes. National School Nutrition. Nourishing the minds and bodies, our learners through National School Nutrition Program remains our priority, and this year 924,015 learners will benefit from this noble program. The department has provided the necessary training to school food handlers and has issued letters to contracted service providers for them to render the services without fail. This program goes beyond providing a meal, but empowering learners and parents to adopt healthy lifestyles through education and promoting community-driven initiatives like school vegetable gardens. School governing bodies are urged to seize the opportunity by transforming unused school land into a source of fresh produce, while at the same time teaching our learners that the soil is a great resource to fight food scarcity and malnutrition. They can do so by cultivating vegetable gardens, orchards, to enrich the meals provided, address local food insecurity, and empower schools to become beacon of sustainability. Let's work together to nourish our children's minds, bodies, and communities. It is all in our hands. School infrastructure. Number of schools were given facelifts last year as part of the process to improve school infrastructure in the province. The process to finalize the construction of new schools is being accelerated in an effort to create adequate space for learners to learn and teachers to teach. The storm-damaged schools are also given the utmost attention and will be fixed. Our main concern is the rate at which schools are vandalized, broken into, and school property being stolen and damaged by some community members. This is taking the department far backwards in its quest to improve the delivery of school infrastructure. We must continue to work together to mobilize our communities to be the first and the last line of defense to curb this challenge. The department has intensified the Ranya Shikolo Shawena campaign as another way to address this problem. Equally, the Ranya Shikolo Shawena campaign advocates for schools to be kept crystal clean at all times through its pillar of the Cleanest School program. School governing bodies will be expected this year as well to embrace this program by making it their responsibility that schools are free from litter, drugs, corporal punishment, crime, bullying, and other forms of social ills, to remain centers of teaching and learning and excellence as part of the Raja Shikoro Shawena campaign. Admission of learners. The admission of learners for 2024 school year commenced in May 2023. We are encouraged that a huge number of learners have already been admitted in our schools already. Every effort was made by the department to ensure that learners of school-going age are admitted in schools within the province, in keeping to our country's constitutional mandate. Admission committees were established in each district and are at work to facilitate this process and to work collaboratively with principals, school governing bodies, and parents. So far, we are pleased with the levels of cooperation between parents and schools. And we wish that this must continue up to a point where every child of school-going age is in class learning. To this end, we are aware that there are still parents, especially in the fast-growing towns such as Mpumalanga, Emelo, Bombela, Mashishing, Stilchwede, and Sekunda, which still have learners in admission waiting lists. The department is making the necessary interventions in this regard to ensure that the process of admitting these learners is accelerated. At Mpumalanga, the department will operationalize Mokebe Primary School and Sianova Primary and Secondary School. Mokebe Primary School was temporarily housed at Boginsimbi Technical High School, and now that they are moving to their new location, which means that there may be adequate classrooms to accommodate more learners in Boginsimbi Technical High School. The department is truly grateful and appreciates the visionary leadership of Africoal Mining Company for the donations of mobile classrooms and support, as well as the Mpumalanga local municipality, towards the successful relocation of Mokebe Primary School to its new location. There are also a number of interventions that are being made in the other areas to ensure that learners are in class learning. Elections of school governing bodies. The Minister of Basic Education, Mrs. Angie Mutseha, used notice 1914 of 2023 to announce the period for the 2024 school governing bodies elections. And in that notice she says, as I quote, I, Angelina Mansia Mutseha, Minister of Basic Education, after consultation with the Council of Education Ministers, hereby announce the period for the 2024 SGB elections to be from 1st to 31st March 2024. And that the newly elected SGBs assume their responsibilities the moment they are declared to be freely and fairly elected SGB members, close quote. I therefore used to use this opportunity to make a clarion call to all members of the school governing bodies in our province to work collaboratively with parents to prepare for the successful, free and fair elections in keeping to the dictates of the South African Schools Act number 84 of 1986. The South African Schools Act mandates all of us to ensure access to quality education for every child and for parents, teachers, and communities to play their vital roles in nurturing young minds and unlocking their full potential. Together, let us strive to create a conducive environment where teachers can inspire and learners can thrive. By joining hands and fostering a spirit of collaboration, let us make this year one of the most remarkable learning and shared success experience. Announcement of the 2023 Grade 12 results. The National Senior Examination results of 2023 Grade 12 learners will be issued on Friday, 19 January 2024. Parents are requested to accompany their children to collect statements of results from their respective schools. Equally, principals are mandated to ensure that all learners receive statements of results. There must be no instance where results of learners are withheld by schools. We are aware that this time is heightened by anxiety and anticipation by both learners and parents. Parents are urged to support their children and not exert unnecessary pressure on them. Equally, learners must stay positive and know that regardless of the outcome of results, they have all the support from their parents and the department. They need to be aware that there are always multiple paths to success, and even if results are not expected, there are options for retaking exams or exploring alternative routes. May 2024 be a year where access to education leads to productivity, and productivity blossoms into true achievement. No one must be left behind. #Ranja Shikoro Shawena campaign. Thank you very much.